Hello, fourth graders. We are going to learn about another trail today. We've learned about the Oregon Trail, where pioneers were settling off to find a better life, and they went from Missouri to Oregon State. We learned about the Santa Fe Trail, where they used as a highway, they called it the Prairie Highway, and they went back and forth between Missouri and New Mexico, trading goods along the way. Sometimes those goods were international. And today you're going to learn about the Pony Express. So let's get started on this new trail. After the lesson today, you are going to be able to explain what the Pony Express is, and you will use the information that you learned to determine if you would be a good rider for the Pony Express. I found a really cool video from this young man who is super smart, and we are going to listen to what he says about the Pony Express. Remember, listen carefully for what the Pony Express is, and what do you have to do to be a rider on the Pony Express.
A Kid Explains History! Hello everyone, my name is Mr. Q and welcome back to another episode of A Kid Explains History. Today we are looking back to 1860 and we are going to talk about the Central Overland California and Pikes Peak Express Company. Never heard of it? Don't worry, it has a shorter name. The Pony Express. Even though it was only in operation for a little over a year, the Pony Express captured people's imaginations and floated away into the Wild West myth. So what exactly was the Pony Express? Well, it's kind of like express mail today, just with horses and riders. Remember, this was way before the internet, cars, telephones, airplanes, highways, and even a cross-country train. News traveled slow. More people were living in the West after the 1848 gold rush. And California became a state on September 9th, 1850. Mail would be delivered by a steamboat or a stagecoach, but that took at least a month. When the Civil War started, people needed to know about things a lot quicker. Teenage boys riding horses as fast as they can and getting fresh new horses at relay stations meant that mail could be delivered across the country in just 10 days. Count 'em, 10 days. You know what? I'm always stuck in the studio telling you about this stuff. And as fun as it is, I want to go see the history, and I think you guys do too. So follow me! Here we are, on the spot at an original Pony Express station. This is Emmons Park in Gothenburg, Nebraska. This station was moved here from its original location so the public could enjoy it. It is now a museum that was gifted to the city in 1931. There are over 190 of these stations spread over the country from Missouri to California. They were small and not very comfortable, but that's because riders didn't stay there long. Maybe grab a cup of coffee, some baked beans, but then they're on their way. Their mail was carried in specially designed saddlebags called a machella that could weigh up to 20 pounds. Riders needed to be small, like modern-day jockeys. One ad looking for riders said orphans preferred. Brutal. The work was so dangerous because sometimes they were robbed by outlaws or attacked by Native Americans when they strayed into their land. No matter what, the mail must get through, rain or shine. When the riders got to the stations, they would ride on in, stop, get off their horse, grab the machella, put on a new horse, say hi to some friends, drink a glass of water, and then they would jump back onto their horse and ride off as fast as they could. One of the most famous riders was said to be William Buffalo Bill Cody, who joined at 14 years old. A record was set when news of Abraham Lincoln's inaugurational speech made it to California in just 8 days. Although, I think I just broke that record because I made it from Nebraska to California in about 8 seconds, so, You may be wondering, if all this is working so well, why'd the Pony Express stop? Well, it didn't help that it was really expensive, so the average person couldn't afford to use it. Most mail was sent by businessmen and newspapers. But the thing that ultimately killed the Pony Express was technology, namely the telegraph. On October 24th, 1861, the East and the West were connected with instant communication, and the Pony Express was obsolete. By the 1880s, Wild Bill was traveling with his Wild West show, telling stories about the frontier and the glory days of the Pony Express. As the world became more modern, people loved hearing about a bygone era when brave young men had to risk their lives to bring us an envelope. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing me go on the spot in this episode. That was really fun. Anyways, like usual, like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can get the latest A Kid Explains History. I'm Mr. Q, and I gotta go. So, see you next time. Bye!
So as you can see, fourth graders, the Pony Express was much different than many other trails that we've learned about. Similar to the Oregon Trail and the Santa Fe Trail, it too started in Missouri, where a lot of the pioneers would set off. The young men that were the riders would get on their horse, and again, they would travel this entire distance over many states to come to California just to deliver mail. Being able to travel that on a horse in just 10 days is quite the feat. So it is amazing that they were able to do that, that the people could receive the news so quickly that route. And as we do, we focus in Kansas, and here is how the Pony Express went through Kansas. So you can see it just dipped through the corner, not too far. The Oregon Trail, if you follow my mouse, came this way. So the Oregon Trail went a little further south, but the Santa Fe Trail was right here. Right here, started in St. Joe, which is right on the border of Kansas and Missouri, and it dipped through Kansas right there. I found a poster, so a primary source of what they were looking for when they were looking for riders. And remember, that's one thing that we want to learn about this lesson. So this is an actual quote from an ad in 1860. It said, "Wanted, young, skinny, wiry fellows not over 18. Must be expert riders, willing to risk death daily. Orphans preferred." And the reason they wanted orphans was because if they didn't have family, then no one would miss them, because it was very dangerous. And many men did die riding the Pony Express, again, because of outlaws or when they would roam into land that didn't belong to them. Native Americans did not like that. And so they had to be very, very brave in order to travel this trail. They wanted skinny people because the horses could run faster if the rider was lighter. They wanted males because women were not allowed to do things like that back then. And again, they wanted 18 or younger because they would be smaller people. So they wanted brave men that were young, without family, and very, very small. And again, this is a primary source because this is an actual poster that was used from that time. So let's look again at what we learned today about the Pony Express. It was a trail that was to deliver mail. It started in Missouri right here and went all the way to California. It was about 1,966 miles long. That's almost the same distance as the Oregon Trail, but instead of taking months, it took only 10 days. Riders would stop only for a quick bite, to change their horse, and maybe a few moments of sleep. They weren't allowed to sleep much. And again, riders had to be male, younger than 18, thin. Most often they were orphans. They had to be brave and skilled or good riders. So fourth graders, what you're going to do now is go back to your seesaw assignment. There is going to be a link there for our Flipgrid. And Flipgrid's not a tool that we used before, but you'll find it quite easy. I will also have this code there in the directions as well. But what you're going to do is you're going to go to that website, and it's going to look something like this. And you'll put in the class code right there. And as you can see, I already did that so I can show you what it looked like. You'll hit that arrow, and it'll take you to this page. And you can see my name here. You can see when I created this. And you'll hit record a response. And there, your job is to tell me, would you make a good Pony Express rider? Do you fit the description that was noted in the poster? Why or why not? And you can also add, would you enjoy being a Pony Express rider? Do you think that you have what it takes? So would they allow you, would they have hired you to be a Pony Express rider? Do you have all those qualifications? And would you or would you not have liked that? I really look forward to seeing what you've learned about the Pony Express, and I can't wait to talk to you more about adventures and trails that are going through Kansas. Thank you.